1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll get a little bit louder than this when something happens. I dare say we're going to have a lot of goals scored, probably by Bulleen, more so than the other team. You know, this is second on the table against last. Last time Bentleigh came here, they lost 7-0 last year. And I suspect it might be something similar to that. Is that okay? Awesome. Lovely. Let's go! Match day 18 of the NPLW Victoria season, in the thick of another Melbourne winter now and heading down the back stretch of the 2025 regular season. Here at the Veneto Club this evening for a contest between two teams worlds apart on the NPLW Victoria table. FC Bulleen Lions at home sitting second and having lost just once in the past 7 matches in the league, while for the Bentleigh Greens now is the winter of their discontent. Bottom of the table, 5 points from safety with 5 games to play. Will the Greens' great escape begin this evening with the upset of the season? Brent Sternberg here with you at the famous Veneto Club on the Saturday evening on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. Looking to see if the... Let's go! NPLW Victoria, so Alicia will start in goal with a back four ahead of her of Annabelle Yates, Isabella Accardo, Tiffany Aliadis and Mila Bullich. The captain Sarah Kane will start ahead of those 4 with a 4-player midfield of Alana Cortolino, Rosie Roger, the goal scorer last week, Yuka Sato, Danny Butcherus and Ava Bridis. Bentleigh Greens, they make 2 changes from the side that lost 1-0 last Friday night to the Preston Lions. They also make a change in goal where Natalie Pichak goes back to the bench. Georgia Gugliani is out of the squad. Taylor Murphy comes in to play in goal and Rebecca Saber returns to the starting 11. So Taylor Murphy in goal, a back 4 of Samantha Kerwood-Wagner, Reagan Bridges, Caitlin Storey and Amelia Tartaglia. The 2 screening midfielders will be captain Sydney Allen and Karina Tolios. The young New Zealander from the Wellington Phoenix, Olivia Ingham, will start ahead of those 2, flanked by Olivia Hager and Delaney Kenny. And as mentioned, Rebecca Saber starts this evening, her first start since match day 2, the reigning gold medal winner in the NPLW Victoria. For the Bulleen Lions, Maddie Rakic is suspended and Anais Yasevsky is also out of the squad. Holly Massey returns from suspension to take her place on the bench. Paige Zoyce is on the bench also for Caitlin Friend's Bulleen Lions. For Bentleigh, Maeve Brown and Megan Elliott are out, and they've called upon 3 of their youngsters to warm the bench this afternoon. Allegra Angel, Amelia Bingley and Catherine Robinson. So the Bulleen Lions second on the table in the lovely maroon, and Bentleigh in their home kits as well in the green. And away we go for this match day 18 clash. Your referees in the middle is Ben Howell, his 7th game of the season. Running the touchlines, Denise Horner and Harper Rackham, and our 4th official is Audrey Azzopardi. And so begins Bentleigh's 5-week gauntlet. This is a football club. Their second season under the Bentleigh Greens moniker, but were Bayside United prior to that. They've been in the top division since the NPL rebrand in 2016. They currently sit bottom of the table. As mentioned in the preamble, 4 points from safety. They have got to start getting results if they are to protect their top flight status. It was a fruitful mid-season transfer window for both of these sides. Bentleigh starting 11 almost completely unrecognisable. One of their off-season signings here, Regan Bridges. Back for Taylor Murphy. Natalie Pichak made the error that led to their Preston goal last week. Both these teams involved in 1-0 results. Bulleen on the right side of the ledger. Bentleigh on the wrong side. Sarah Kane, the captain for Bulleen. Bulleen, as I mentioned, second on the table. 10 wins, 2 draws and 5 losses. Box Hill United did them a big favour last night, beating Heidelberg United. Coming into match day 18, there was a 12-point deficit between first and second. It could be just 9 if Bulleen can win this evening. The dangerous Danny Buttress running into the 18-yard box, being dispossessed by Regan Bridges. Here is Rebecca Saber, her first start since match day 2. Missed a lot of football this season with the lower leg injury. Bentleigh are a team that have struggled to find the back of the net this season. Yates picks out Ava Brightus, brings it down on the edge of the 18-yard box. Overwhelmed by the green shirts and just a little slow to pick herself up, Ava. Ingham slips the ball through for Delaney Kenny, who is onside. And the first moment of promise here for the Bentleigh Greens, squaring ball from Kenny. It just goes under the nostrils of Olivia Ingham and eventually is cleared behind by Mila Bullich for the first corner kick of the game, going the way of the underdogs this afternoon, the Bentleigh Greens. Bentleigh this season have scored 18 goals. It's the equal fewest. Sydney Allen trots over to take the corner kick. Would have been hoping with the off-season addition of Rebecca Sabre that the goals would have been easier to come by. Here's a good opportunity. Allen lofts it in, headed away by Eliadis. Sabre trying to keep this attack alive. Trying to find her former Alamein teammate in Sydney Allen. It ricochets out for a throw-in. Tiffany Eliadis in the back 4 for Bulleen this evening. In one of the strangest developments of the season, she was the goalkeeper of the week last week. Of course, Erin Hudson started in goal last week for Bulleen, was injured only about 13 minutes or so into the match. And Bulleen didn't have a reserve goalkeeper, so Maddie Rakic came into the match. Tiffany Eliadis was the one who had to play in goal. Here's a chance for Rosie Roger. And Cortolino is there as well. Bulleen looking to hit the Greens on the counter-attack. Inbound pass for Buttress, but Bulleen holding strong defensively. Kerwood Wagner joined Bentleigh in the mid-season transfer window from Heidelberg United. One of the many Americans in the NPLW Victoria this season. And just to correct some of the lineups here, it looks like Karina Tolios has actually started in the middle of the back 4 alongside Regan Bridges. So Caitlin Storey, who has played a lot of football in defence, has kept her spot in the midfield for the Bentleigh Greens. Bentleigh last week going down 1-0 to Preston. 12 shots, just 4 on target against the Lions. So we're just watching here the slippery Danny Buttress into the 18-yard box, brought down, and she has drawn the foul in a moment of desperation and panic, quite frankly, from the Bentleigh defenders. Danny Buttress with the magic feet down in the 18-yard box, and a penalty for Bulleen just 5 minutes into the match. She has scored 11 goals this season, 7 in the league. Danny Butcherus, a brace, match day 8 against the Football Victoria Academy. And here is an early moment of concern for Taylor Murphy as Tiffany Aliada steps up to the plate and finds the bottom left-hand corner. The goalkeeper of the week last week. And Tiffany opens the scoring for Bulleen. An early goal for the home side after a moment of real danger from Danny Butcherus. Aliada scores. It's FC Bulleen Lions 1, Bentleigh Greens 0. Tiffany Aliadis back in her natural habitat. That's her third goal of the season. Of course, she did start the season for South Melbourne. Scored 1 goal there. That's her second goal upon returning to Bulleen. And the Bentleigh Greens are behind the 8 ball early here at the Veneto Club. Conceded 31 goals this season coming into match day 18. And that was 7th from the 12 teams in the NPLW Victoria. Not a bad number all told, considering they are on the foot of the table. Olivia Hager, outskirts of the 18-yard box, being watched closely and then eventually dispossessed by Annabelle Yates, the junior Matilda, who is now off and running. Tartaglia, her fellow junior Matilda, steps in the way, and that's a throw-in underneath the grandstand here at the David Barrow Stadium at the Veneto Club. Bulleen's third match in a row here. They were the away team last weekend when they beat Burundurra 1-0, and midweek that week they played that Nike FC Cup semi-finals thriller against South Melbourne, speaking of South. A match that the Lions ended up losing 3-2. There were all sorts of twists and turns in that match. South Melbourne took the lead in the first minute. They went down to 10 players, Bulleen, early in the second half. Then it was then that they found 2 goals in quick succession. A foul here won by Cortolino, and another set piece coming the way of the Lions. Yeah, they actually took the lead in that cup semi-final after going down a goal and down a player too. A couple of beautiful strikes from Kane and Brightus. South Melbourne struck back very quickly with an equaliser and then the subsequent winner to take a 3-2 victory, and South Melbourne take their place in the Nike FC Cup final. Of course, Bulleen, the reigning cup champions in Victoria. Another moment of danger. They are on high alert here, Bentleigh. It's Brightus, who hit it directly at the goal mouth. Can't bring it back down in time. Ava Brightus, who has scored some wonder goals this season. Still only 19. 3 goals this year, 2 of them in the league. Scored one of those goals in that semi-final that I was just telling you about. First season at Bulleen. Calder United Junior, and was in the FV Academy setup. Of course, has played for Melbourne Victory the past 3 seasons in the A-League Women's. One of the flurry of A-League Women's players that returns to the NPLW Victoria upon the completion of the A-League Women's season. Yates. Aliadis. Turnover in midfield. Ingham gives it straight back. Bullich not happy with her ball going forward there. Tolios. Diagonal ball goes astray. 22nd league meeting between these two teams. They've met every year in the top division since the rebranded NPLW in 2016. And it is a very one-sided clash as Kenny, it might be sprung free. Well, the offside flag took a long time to develop, and an early moment of anxiety there for Alicia Ayarado in goal. 17-year-old making her debut in the top division. I was having a chat to her dad, Frank, pre-game, and he said that Alicia was very nervous. as you would be. And once again, they haven't named a goalkeeper on the bench, Bulleen. They did run into a little bit of trouble last week when Erin Hudson was injured. Marauding through midfield here is Ava Brightus. Taking on all comers. Bullich, Buttress, going against Tolios this time. Tolios doesn't quite win possession back, so Buttress still with the ball. No foul this time. Legal challenge from Kerwood Wagner. Sabre. It's now Olivia Hager, stolen by Cortolino. And coming forward with a head full of steam. Good challenge from Tartalia. Trying to turn defence into attack. Sabre has stayed on side, as has Kenny, at least momentarily, and then she just tripped over the heels of Myla Bullich. They're getting some balls into their attacking half. Bentleigh, as Danny Buttress is flattened by Karina Tolios. They've had the ball in their attacking penalty area on a few occasions, Bentleigh. That's not something that has troubled them this season. It's been more putting the ball in the back of the net, which ultimately in this game of football, this code of football, is the end game. Bullich, 20-year-old, making her 8th start of the season. All the way back to Alicia Iorado. Not dilly-dallying on the ball for too long, but her pass is out of bounds. Kane for Sato. Another one who rejoined Bulleen in the mid-season transfer window. She was playing her football in New Zealand to start the season. Cortolino, the Bulleen winger, so dangerous. Cortolino to the byline into the 18-yard box, turned away by Reagan Bridges. And then Annabelle Yates saw her name momentarily in the headlines there. Skies that one out of bounds. Hasn't scored a goal this season, Annabelle Yates. In fact, has only scored once in her previous 54 appearances. She's another one that joined mid-season. She was in the FA Academy side. A junior Matilda. Was a part of the under-17 Matilda's Asian Cup squad in Indonesia last year. That tournament taking place in Bali. What a lovely place for a football tournament to be taking place. It was all business, I'm sure. Here's Yates again. Kane trying to help it on. Sato. Storey. Bridges wants some momentum rolling forward. Sabre's first touch let her down. The Greens end up with possession of the football. Ingham. Hager. It's just going to be beyond Rebecca Sabre, who was onside. And another little push forward there from Bentleigh, but not quite able to just find that pass to link up with the attacker and generate a genuine shot on goal. 14 minutes gone at the Veneto Club. Bulleen Lions lead 1-0. A penalty won by Danny Buttress and scored by Tiffany Eliadis, for those of you who may have joined us late. Bulleen in second spot on the table. Bentleigh rooted to the last place position. Brightus. Sato cannoning into Caitlin Storey. The ball spiralling out of play. Yeah, 22 previous league meetings between these two. Bulleen lead the head-to-head 18 wins to 2. Bulleen won 1-0 match day 7 earlier this season as it's hoiked forward. Taylor Murphy eventually comes out to claim. I think she knew the whole time that it was just going to bounce out harmlessly for a goal kick. Yeah, 1-0 victory at Kingston Heath. It was a 91st minute winner from Taylor Golden. who is still in the squad for Bulleen, but out injured at the moment. Bentleigh's last trip to the Veneto club to play Bulleen come match day 8 last season. They lost 7-0. It was the Greens' heaviest defeat of the 2024 campaign as they earn a free kick in midfield here. Tatalia trying to get things going. Eventually, somehow it finds Kerwood, Wagner, Kenny and Sabre into the 18-yard box. Ocado gets her shin in the way and Bullich plays it out of touch for a throw in. And despite the fact that they are behind Bentleigh, which if the form lines are to be believed was probably to be expected, they have shown a bit of promise going forward. Here's Buttress towing the touchline on this near side. Tolios chasing desperately. Bridges in front of her. Buttress just left the ball behind. Tolios was the one who lunged in and brought down Danny Buttress. It was really the first time that Danny had possession of the ball. Went into the 18-yard box trying to split the two Bentleigh defenders, and one of them had a little naughty nibble. Kenny in behind for Ingham. Another adventure forward for the ladies from Kingston Heath. Ingham goes all the way to the 18-yard box. Kenny trying to dance into the penalty area. The clearance from Eliadis. Lovely touch on the outside of the boot there from Ingham, but Kerwood Wagner can't track it down. Olivia Ingham, at 19-year-old. Another one who's come from the A-League Women's. She's playing for the Wellington Phoenix in the most recent A-League Women's season. 9 appearances. He's played for the New Zealand under-17 and under-20 side. Made 2 appearances at the under-20 Women's World Cup in Colombia recently. Bridus, a brilliant touch over her head to bring Buttress back into the game. Shoulder to shoulder with Bridges, and eventually tossed upfield by Tatalia. And the flag eventually comes for the offside, Delaney Kenny. Olivia Ingham has started all 7 matches now for Bentleigh. Scored in the Matchday 16 loss to Spring Hills. Isabella Ocado eventually gets us back underway. Kane shouts for handball as that football was travelling forward. Bridges not able to keep the ball in play. Haven't been a particularly threatening team at home this season, Bulleen. As Bridus plays in, Cordellino tracks it down in the corner, trying to nutmeg Bridges. Reagan Bridges said, nah. It's back with Bridus. All the way back for Eliadis. Can't find Rosie Roger. It's just thumped forward by Tatalia. 8 home games prior to this afternoon for Bulleen. 4 wins and 4 losses. Sydney Allen in the back play there. Cannons into the referee, Benjamin Howell. Good work from Ingham to wrench that football free. Sabre. A lot of maroon shirts attracted to her. A magnetic pull of the reigning gold medal winner. Of course, won that award in a tie with Maya Markovsky. Great anticipation here from Bulich, trying to thread the gap there for Buttress, but Murphy comes to collect. th appearance of the season for Taylor Murphy. Natalie Pichak has started the last 3. Back on the bench today. Allen rolling forward. Trying to thread the eye of the needle. It's a handball that the referee saw, and Accardo is the first player into the little referee's book. Number 44 for Bulleen. She's trying to plead her case. Referee Benjamin Howe says it was a clear handball, and so Isabella Accardo will walk the tightrope for the next 70 minutes. More importantly, it's an opportunity here for a Bentleigh set piece. What can Sydney Allen muster here for the Greens? 4 players in the wall. It's probably right on that distance where Allen will be tempted to shoot directly. It's Sydney Allen, lofts it at goal, and the young goalkeeper's not able to deal with it. And Sydney Allen brings the Bentleigh Greens back level at the Veneto Club. Allen's 5th goal of the season. And Bentleigh, we've been talking about, they've showed promise pushing forward. And it's a piece of Sydney Allen magic from a set piece. And it was a clever play from the experienced player, just lofted up and put the young goalkeeper under pressure. And Alicia Ayarado wasn't able to make the save. FC Bulleen Lions 1, Bentleigh 1, Butcherus immediately into the 18-yard box. Deflecting out of play. All things considered, they won't be feeling too disappointed with how the opening 22 minutes have transpired here at the Veneto Club. Bentleigh, really outside of that one defensive error giving away the penalty, they've been good value. Bulleen have probably shaded the possession, which you would expect. Sabre not able to keep that one in the field of play. Sydney Allen's 53rd goal in the NPLW Victoria. Missed only the 1 match this season in the league. Scooped forward by Bullich. Bridges, she's been keen to not hold possession of the football for too long. She wants to get into the attacking half. Regan Bridges from Littleton, Colorado. Played her football at Florida International University before coming to Australia to link up with the famous Bentleigh Greens. Here's Kerwood Wagner, her fellow American. And another one here in Kenny. It's a first-time cross. It's not quite going to reach Olivia Hager, who was just careening in at the back post. And a moment of confidence here for Ayarado. It's her first season at Bulleen. She was playing last season at Calder United in the under-20s. Butcherus and Tolios. Tolios that battle, not won yet. Butcherus has slipped in behind. And just able to get enough on it there was Tolios to keep the dangerous Danny Butcherus from scoring a second goal for Bulleen. Taylor Murphy comes out and helps defuse the situation as well. Already the back four for Bulleen have been haunted by Danny Butcherus. Here's Sabre winning the battle into the 18-yard box, headed away, and then Ingham made great contact at the near post. And that's a confidence booster there for Ayarado making the save. Bentleigh with their tails up here at the Veneto Club. Only won 2 matches this season, Bentleigh. They're riding a 7-game losing streak. They haven't won since beating Alamein on match day 10. Keeping in mind that this is match day 18, so 8 weeks since their last win. The only other win come on match day 3 against fellow Cellar Dwellers Brunswick Juventus. Free kick on the far side of the pitch taken by Bridges. Once again, Sabres not able to take control of the pass coming her way. And she has been appearing off the bench the past few weeks, Rebecca Sabre, upon return from that long-term injury, but this is her first start since match day 2. I mentioned she was the equal gold medal winner last season. First player from Alamein to win that award. Kerwood Wagner, a lovely little touch to get past Yates. Cordolino back to lend a hand. Kerwood Wagner, who looks like she's lining up on the left wing for Bentleigh, has certainly been playing at right back since joining from Heidelberg United. Eliadis now, or Sabre harassing Kerwood Wagner. Allen against Kane. Allen's gotten in behind. Still Sydney Allen, eventually taken off her toe by Ocado. Another little moment of promise there for Bentleigh. Sydney Allen relishing the opportunity to drop back into midfield. She has been leading the line for Bentleigh the past few weeks. The welcome return of Rebecca Sabre means that she's been able to play in that more familiar number 10 position in behind the striker. Here's Cortolino with the lightning feet in towards Boutrous. Oh, just couldn't get the header on target. Did well just to make contact. It was coming in like a rocket. And just another little warning shot. The dangerous youngsters playing up front for Bulleen. Can't say that Danny Butcher scores a lot of goals with her head. That one wasn't far away. Tartaglia. Kerwood Wagner, Storey, lofting it in behind. Ricardo's going to win the foot race here against Sabre. Eliadis, in tight confines, Bulleen, and Sydney Allen takes it away from Sarah Kane. It's been a great battle in midfield already. Here's Kenny on the turn. Hager being stalked by Bullich. Round goes Olivia Hager and just ran out of real estate. Olivia Hager, yet another American, moved to Australia to play her football last year, playing for Geelong Galaxy from Occidental College in the USA. Has also played in Sweden, originally from Montrose, Colorado. Ingham, Sabre with her back to goal, and the turn, and Rebecca Sabre on the edge of the 18-yard box, denied by the uprights, and it falls kindly for Eliadis, and that's how close Bentleigh came to taking the lead, shockingly, at the Veneto Club. Now we've got a bit of a battle in mid-pitch. Storey, Eliadis, only as far as Kenny, out for Hager. They're on top here, Bentleigh, the bottom placed Bentleigh Greens have a corner kick. Well, Alicia Iorado throwing herself at the ball, and that could have gone anywhere. Still they press Bentleigh into the thick of it. Eliadis rises high. Bullich. Good work there from Allen to keep it alive for Bentleigh. Hager, again being watched closely by Miller Bullich, who goes to ground in her tackling endeavours, and it's behind once again for another Bentleigh corner kick. Half an hour played here at the Veneto Club. FC Bulleen Lions 1, Bentleigh Greens 1. But it's the bottom-placed Greens who are taking it right up to the second-placed Lionesses. Another left-footed in-swinger to come from Hager. Oh, this one's a little shallow, in fact. Far too shallow, and a disappointing result there to another promising patch for the Greens. Bulleen going through the motions a little. Work there from Brightus. Cortolino. The front three for Bulleen are back at the job. Cortolino into the 18-yard box. Oh, it ping-pongs around. Brightus can't keep it alive. Here's Sydney Allen again, pulling the strings in midfield. Murphy content to just play it up the pitch. Oh, Buttress, the dummy in the turn, has beaten Tolios. She has to let her go. Buttress, the squaring ball, and then it's turned in by Ava Brightus. And Bulleen's killer bees bring Bentleigh undone. And the Lionesses restore the lead at the Veneto Club right when their backs were up against the ropes. That is how quickly things can change when you have talent in the front three. Danny Buttress didn't even touch the football there, just the dummy and the run. And Karina Tolios, before she knew it, she was out of the contest. Taylor Murphy maybe should have done better, but as it is, FC Bulleen Lions 2, Bentleigh Greens 1. Bulleen back in front. How quickly things can change in football. Bentleigh had consecutive corner kicks. The second of the two was left a bit to be desired, the delivery from Olivia Hager. Sprung loose again here, Sabre. Now, Kenny might have been offside, but Olivia Ingham sure isn't. It's Ingham and it's Bullich. Bullich plays it to safety. They just keep on rolling forward, Bentleigh. Kenny looking dangerous, Ingham as well. Going in search of a rapid-fire equaliser. Hager stuck in the corner. It's out off Mila Bullich, and here we go again. Another corner kick for Bentleigh. It's going to be corner kick number 4. Bulleen yet to register a corner kick. Hager in towards the penalty spot. Headed away by Brightus. Ingham got a little bit tangled up there with Sato. And eventually Ingham couldn't resist. He trips up the Bulleen Japanese midfielder, and that attack comes and goes without much fuss as far as Bulleen are concerned. They had 17 shots and 10 on target in that match against Burundurra last week, Bulleen. Just the one goal. That coming off the boot of Rosie Roger, who doesn't score a lot of goals. Does Roger. Just her second goal of the season. She did score in the Nike FC Cup final that Bulleen won last season. One of Bulleen's 3 goals in the 3-2 victory over Preston. Able to get some silverware last year, Bulleen, after finishing on top of the table for the second consecutive season, but still the search goes on for that elusive league championship. Only won one championship in the NPLW era, that come back in 2018. Caitlin Friend was still playing and still rattling in the goals. They look for all money like they are going to be a player again. Bulleen or Buttress. Another interception. Ava Bridus. Bridus at the double. No. Can't bend it into that top right-hand corner. Good intensity from Danny Buttress and Bridus as well. Not letting Bentleigh bring the ball out from the back comfortably. That was Ava Bridus' 4th goal of the season, by the way. Her 3rd in the league. Bulleen league champions in 2018. They've won the Premier's Plate 3 times. They've made it to the grand final 3 times and lost. I want to try and get back there and right some wrongs. Kerwood Wagner rolling forward. Oh, Sydney Allen again getting in the same postcode, a little bit too close to the referee. Danny Buttress is on her way again. Tolios has just about had enough. She's got some help here with Bridges. And eventually, Buttress lost control of the football, and Tolios just turns around and plays it straight out of touch. So I'll throw in adjacent to the 18-yard box. Disappointing throw in. Sato. Bridus. No room to shoot this time, and she slips over. That was her own doing, no foul. Bridges comes away with it for Bentleigh. Ingham, very tidy little turn. Harassing it the whole way is Buttress. Hager. Good pressing from from Bulleen, but Bentleigh are able to find their way out. Kane and Allen again, the 2 captains. Allen wins the day on this occasion, and she is gone. Sydney Allen. I don't think she saw that Delaney Kenny had drifted offside. By the time the pass comes, she was back onside, but can't be returning from an offside position and be the first to touch the football. That is a ding-dong battle in midfield between Sarah Kane and Sydney Allen. Of course, Sarah Kane, a former gold medal winner in her own right, back in 2022. For those that aren't aware, by the way, the gold medal is the League Best and Fairest award. Sarah won it in 2022 and then spent the next 2 seasons playing for Brunswick Juventus in the 2nd division. Here's a pretty obvious foul. Sato putting a saddle on Caitlin Storey. This match feels like it's just last 3 or 4 minutes been in a little bit of a holding pattern. Bentleigh have had their moments of momentum. Bridges fires it in. Oh, Eliadis! Wow. That could have gone anywhere, including into the back of the net. I think Tiffany knew what she was doing. The bottom line is it's gone behind. Just past that near upright, and another corner kick for Bentleigh. Sydney Allen taking the corner kick from the far side. They like their corner kicks, obviously, Bentleigh, to be in-swingers. Batten down the hatches, time for Bulleen. Allen, oh, off the crossbar the 2nd time they've hit the post, and eventually it's scrambled in. Bentleigh have their 2nd goal. Reagan Bridges, the defender, after they were denied initially by the frame of the goal. Bulleen couldn't clear it. And with 6 minutes to play here at the Veneto Club, it's 2-2. Well, it was Sato trying to clear it off the line after the ball come back into the field of play off the crossbar. Sato put it right into the reach of Bridges. And Bentleigh incredibly a back level. Kenny on the back shoulder of Accardo. Getting some help from Aliadis. Allen back in possession. Hager just able to get there first. Can she shape to shoot? Fired a goal from Storey. And for the third time in the first half, Bentleigh have hit the frame of the goal. Well, this would have to be one of the best halves of football that the Greens have put together. They've gone behind twice. They've responded twice, and on another day, they may have scored 3 or 4 goals. Caitlin Storey doesn't score many. This is appearance number 132 in the top division. Only scored 7 goals. The former Bulleen player, because she was at Bayside United for many years, played last year at Bulleen, was a part of that team that triumphed in the Nike FC Cup. Returned to Kingston Heath this season. Here's Danny Buttress. A good challenge there from Tolios. Buttress is happy for it to roll behind for a corner kick. This will be Bulleen's first corner of the match. As this very entertaining first half winds to a close. Bentleigh on high alert. Ava Bridus with the delivery. In towards the back post. A little bit too tall for Bridges. A glancing header. Kane lofting it in for Aliadis. Slicing the would-be clearance was Storey. Buttress brings it down. Thought about maybe going with the overhead kick and then thought better of it. Hager. No, it was a heavy touch. Bullich. Buttress. Closed down. Dispossessed by Hager. Bulleen back in possession. Bridus, Olivia Ingham all over it. And, well, probably should have won the foul there, Ava Bridus. She can't believe it didn't come her way. Another interception here, Kerwood Wagner. Allen. Bentleigh going for the goal that would surely have them in front at half-time. Kenny. Aliadis plays it almost onto the roof. Great battles all across the pitch, little spot fires everywhere. Kane and Allen, Buttress and Tolios. Here is Kerwood Wagner, who fires at goal. Well, it was ambitious, it was audacious. But when you've got a 17-year-old goalkeeper making her first appearance in the seniors, why not? Oh, Allen, great anticipation. Sabre just dilly-dallied on the ball a moment. Here's Hager. Bentleigh having another moment on top here. Out for a throw-in. Into the final seconds of this first half. Our fourth official, Audrey Azzopardi, is going to let us know how much extracurricular we will have. After a little bit of deliberation, there is no corner kick, instead a goal kick. Only the 6th time this season that Bentleigh have scored multiple goals in matches. Tolios feels a bit better about the ball being at this part of the pitch. Going against Buttress, Ingham, Sato. Foul going the way of Bulleen. Ready ourselves for just the solitary moment of added time to bring this first half to a close. Buttress, who has been a focal point of the first 45. Kane. This is Bridus. Bridges, who scored that last goal, sends Delaney Kenny on her way. Sabre the only one in the 18-yard box. And Kenny's cross, not able to keep it in the field of play. Both of these teams have thrown haymakers at one another. How do they navigate this final minute? Bentleigh, you would think, would be the team that would be a little bit more cautious and happy to go in even Stevens at half-time. Aliadis taking things on, bringing the ball up to the middle of the pitch. Tartaglia can't salvage it. Caitlin Storey involved, comes so close to Bulleen's third goal only 5 or 6 minutes ago. Accardo lunging, Yates. Accardo concedes possession. Sabre. Storey. Not entirely sure what her idea was there. That will be the final act of a very entertaining first half here at the Veneto Club, and the bottom-placed Bentleigh Greens are taking it right up to second-placed Bulleen Lions, who are looking to get a victory at home here this afternoon and cut the gap to Heidelberg United at the top to just 9 points. But it hasn't been easy through the first 45 minutes. Bulleen twice took the lead, once through Danny Buttress and again through Ava Brightus. Bentleigh there to respond on both occasions. Sydney Allen and Reagan Bridges, the goal scorers. Let's go! Welcome back to the Veneto Club, everybody. Set to go for a very fascinating second half. The second-placed Bulleen Lions and the bottom-placed Bentleigh Greens, they are tied at 2-2 as we get set to go for the second 45, a 4-goal first half. And a first half that has obviously concerned Caitlin Friend enough to make 2 changes at half-time. So Yuka Sato and Rosie Roger have been withdrawn. The English woman Holly Massey and Melbourne Victories Paige Zoyce have come into the match. Bentleigh are unchanged. The Bentleigh team that showed some ability to score 2 goals. They hit the frame of the goal 3 times, and immediately from the kickoff they are racing forward. Kenny and Tolios. Tolios had a great battle with Danny Buttress in that first half. And the offside flag is up. Brent Sternberg is my name. Glad we could have your company. Myself and our cameraman John and our statsman Dan as well. A cool but thankfully dry late afternoon here in the northern suburbs of Melbourne. We saw a couple of upsets last night in the NPLW Victoria. Could we be on our way to seeing the upset of the season here this afternoon? Bentleigh that only scored 6 goals in first halves this year coming into today. Obviously they scored a third of that in the first 45. Here's Holly Massey on the ball here, the English woman. She's back from suspension. Plays the ball forward for Buttress, who's going to try and run it into the 18-yard box. The green shirts descend upon her, and they weren't able to stop the shot from coming, but Buttress, who didn't score either of the 2 Bulleen goals in that first half, but was an ever-present threat and, quite frankly, a menace. She did draw the penalty that Tiffany Eliadis tucked away in the 6th minute. Sydney Allen from a set piece scored Bentleigh's equaliser only about 16 minutes later. 10 minutes later, Bulleen were back in front. Iva Bradis tucking away a pass that was teed up for her by Danny Buttress, and then 5 minutes from half-time, Regan Bridges scored from a corner kick. Bentleigh, I should say, made a bit of a mess of that goal kick. Sydney Allen, again playing it forward, trying to recruit the pace and the electricity of Delaney Keddy Bentleigh. All the way back to the young player in goal, Alicia Ayarado. If you weren't with us for the first half, she's making her debut today. 17-year-old, her first match in the seniors. It's Bridis for Buttress. Bentleigh have also made a change here. Belinda Stachewski has come in to start the second half. Number 13, we'll just try and work out who the Bentleigh Greens have withdrawn. As Kane is back on the ball. Yates lofting it in towards the back post. Buttress was arriving, and she was onside. It's behind for a corner kick. We had a lot of corner kicks up this end in the first half. Bentleigh with 5 corner kicks in the first 45. Bulleen just the 1. So here's an early moment potentially for Bulleen to snatch the lead back. In-swinger from Zoyce, I think that was. It's cut its way all the way through the pack, and then Sarah Kane via a deflection, and the ball is in, and for the 3rd time in the match, Bulleen are in front. The captain's goal from Sarah Kane. She's been finding the back of the net lately. And that is the skipper's 5th goal of the season, her 4th in the league. And Bulleen, after a frustrating and irritating first half, have come out of the sheds breathing fire. FC Bulleen Lions 3, Bentleigh Greens 2. It looks like Olivia Hager is the player who was withdrawn at half-time for Belinda Stachewski. Not a good clearance from Murphy. Stachewski plays it away on as far as Kane, who has the ball taken away from her by Sarah Allen. Still got a bit of work to do, the Green skipper. Tatalia Ingham just able to find a touch for Rebecca Sabre. And that threat is quickly extinguished by Ocado. Takes a brave player to slide in like that on the artificial turf of the David Barrow Stadium here at the Veneto Club. Sabre had a decent first half, her first start since match day 2. Did well there to win the foul. Sarah Kane turns immediately to our official in the middle, Benjamin Howe, making her thoughts clear on that one, that it was marginal at best. And so another set piece opportunity here for Bulleen. This is where their first goal came from. Sydney Allen scoring directly from a free kick. And will she look to test Bulleen's young goalkeeper again? This one a little bit closer than the goal that she scored in the first half. Sydney Allen stands alone over the dead ball. Sydney Allen goes directly at the goal front and just sees it dip over the crossbar and behind for a goal kick, much to the relief of Alicia Airado. Here's Tatalia. Kerwood Wagner. Confronted by Eliadis. Cortolino's clearance straight into Amelia Tatalia, who wanders into the 18-yard box. Zoyce, forward deflection. Sabre. First time shot, but she was lingering in an offside position. So Holly Massey's making her 12th appearance for Bulleen after coming on off the bench to start the second half. Paige Zoyce making her 4th appearance this season. Holly Massey was the player who was sent off in that Nike FC Cup semi-final that I mentioned against South Melbourne about 10 days ago. Now served her suspension on the weekend. Missed the 1-0 win over Burundara. First year player playing in the NPLW Victoria. Here is Zoyce. Cortolino, well won by Tatalia. Encouraged by the Greens fans right near us to keep on going. Sabre across off the ankles of Eliadis, who goes tumbling to ground, and the ball goes behind for Bentleigh's first corner kick of the second half. As I mentioned, they did have 5 corners in the first half. Some of them were better than others. Their second goal did come from the last one, after the ball cannoned off the crossbar and back into play. Allen again to the back post. Bridges there once more. Headed it right into the crowd of Bulleen shirts. And here is Cortolino. Bulleen pushing forward. Buttress caught on the same side as Cortolino. Tatalia. Now, Allen will be onside here for Bentleigh. Kenny is in the 18-yard box. Allen goes all the way to the byline and, in fact, over it. Just hesitated for a moment there, the Bentleigh captain. Had to make a decision a little bit quicker than that. I mentioned we did have a couple of upsets last night. Box Hill United beating defending champions and top of the table Heidelberg United 2-0 at Wembley. Spring Hills also had a 2-0 victory at home over South Melbourne. We've had a couple of matches run and won earlier this afternoon as Bulleen are building another attack. Brightus. Flag down by Buttress. Good defending there from Stachewski. Speaking of Box Hill United, former Pythagoras player. Yeah, matches earlier today, the Essendon Royals have thumped Boroondara 5-0. That'll do wonders for the Royals' goal difference. Those two teams come into match day 18 in 3rd and 4th positions on the table, respectively. And Alamein have done Bentleigh a favour by beating Brunswick Juventus 2-0. So Brunswick Juventus are one of those teams that are just above Bentleigh on the ladder on 12 points. The FV Academy are also there on 12 points, but the Academy side have not one, but 2 games in hand. It's Buttress and Bridges this time. Bridges had to keep it in because she touched it last. Buttress takes it away, trying to find Zoyce on the edge of the 18-yard box. Cleared awkwardly by Ingham, I should say. Here's the FE Academy side will play Preston tomorrow at Jenner Steel Stadium. That'll be their first game in 3 weeks, the Academy team. Their last 2 games have both been postponed. That ball out of play, so no further alarm for Bentleigh. So that is important to keep that in mind when we have a look at the table coming into match day 18. It's another ordinary clearance from Bentleigh. Bridus twisting, turning and conceding possession. It's back now with Bridus. Bridus shooting. Oh, it had lovely shape. A line drive from distance. Bridus looking for her second goal. Just would come down. So Bentleigh on the bottom of the table, 8 points. 12th position, of course. 12-team league in the NPLW Victoria. Brunswick Juventus in 11th. They're on 12 points also, after being beaten by Alamein. That game only finished a few minutes ago. And the FE Academy side in 10th position, also on 12 points, but they've only played 15 matches. At the end of the match day, Brunswick Juventus and Bentleigh will have played 18. So it'll be a busy finish to the season for the Academy girls. Sabre, Kerwood, Wagner. Wide left for Bentleigh. The cross is smothered by Eliadis. Storey trying to feed it through for Olivia Ingham, who was not anticipating it. Tolios. Allen. Oh, first time shot. She just had a little glance to see the whereabouts of the goalkeeper. Allen just not able to get the shot on target. Goal kick here for Bulleen. Once again, it's Eliadis walking on the wild side, bringing it out of defence. Rebecca Sabre there all the way with her. Acado. Massey. Closed down quickly by Bridges. Sabre. Ricochet come back to her. Wasn't able to find her bearings. Rebecca Sabre. Oh, terrific work here from Buttress. Still going, Danny Buttress. Does she draw the foul? No. Zoyce from distance. Paige Zoyce. Over the frame of the goal and behind. And I reckon if Danny Buttress had gone down there with a little bit more theatrics, not that we'd like to encourage that sort of thing, I'd certainly think that would have been a foul. She was a little bit too honest there, Danny. Dare I say, had the match been played on grass, she would have gone down. You don't really want to throw yourself in a heap on the hard artificial turf here at the Veneto Club, one of the few teams that plays on the artificial surface. Again, they cause the turnover from the goal kick. Cortolino ducking and weaving, firing it into the near post. Not quite dealt with by Stachewski. And then Allen made a bit of a hash of the clearance. Somehow they've made it all the way up to Kerwood Wagner. Lunging is Tatalia. We might introduce the players on the bench to you in just a moment. Of course, Bulleen have already introduced a couple of them. Bentleigh just one. Massey did so well to get it to Eliadis, who was disgusted in her attempts. Tiffany to try and get it back to Holly Massey. Players on the bench for Bentleigh. It's a very young, very inexperienced bench. Natalie Pichak is the reserve goalkeeper. Coco Parker is there with the youngsters. Amelia Bingley, Allegra Angel and Catherine Robinson. Belinda Stachevsky was on the bench. She's now out there at right back for the Greens. It's another iffy goal kick. Ingham trying to find a way out. Draws the foul for Bentleigh. That'll do just nicely. Bridges thumps it forward. Kerwood Wagner gets on the end of the pass. Or the nutmeg of Yates, but Yates maintains possession. Storey comes so close to scoring a rare goal in the first half. Bentleigh scoring 2 goals in the opening 45, but rattling the frame of the goal not once, not twice, but 3 times. The other players on the bench for Bulleen. The Peruvian international Grace Cagnina, Colombian Isabel Diakis, Leah Privatelli and Nia Saleh. So still some attacking options to draw upon for Caitlin Friend if she likes. Zoyce finds Butcherus. Stachevsky gave her a little bit too much space. And she's very lucky that she didn't pay the price, as it's Bulleen's turn to be denied by the crossbar. Stachevsky just getting caught a little bit too far inverted, if you know what I mean, too close into the pitch. Coco Parker is going to be replacing Samantha Kerwood Wagner here for Bentleigh. Of course, the 2 changes that the teams made at half-time, because they were made at half-time, they won't count as substitution windows, so both teams will still have, Bentleigh will still have 2 more substitution windows. Bulleen will have 3. Of course, you only have the 5 players that you can bring on, but if you make substitutions at half-time, they don't count towards the 3 substitution windows that you were granted under FIFA law. Oh, big collision in the middle of the pitch. Ava Brightus earns the foul for the Lionesses. Approaching 63 minutes gone here at the Veneto Club. They are sitting rather pretty on this 3-2 lead. It's been a match that I think a lot of Bulleen people will be surprised as to how not straightforward it has been, how complicated it has been. Bulleen are going to make a double change momentarily. Nia Saleh will be coming on. And Leah Privatelli as well, I believe, as Cortolino. Oh, she's quick. But Alana is not quick enough on that occasion. So Leah Privatelli will come on to replace Ava Brightus. And the other change will be Nia Saleh coming on to replace the aforementioned Alana Cortolino, who vacates via the touchline. Leah Privatelli back at Bulleen again. 112 appearances, 47 goals. A known commodity in the A-League Women's as well, of course. 2-time champion with the Melbourne Victory. Missed most of last season with a leg injury. She did return to the squad very late in the season. Leah Privatelli was in the Victory squad for their finals tilt, but didn't make any appearances. Antonia Sale, an 18-year-old. It's her second season at Bulleen, another junior Matilda, and has spent time in the Melbourne Victory youth program. As Kenny picks it up in midfield. That pass, I think, was designed for Sydney Allen. Delaney Kenny back at the job. Storey. Again, just a hit in hope. Trying to hope that one of the attackers can run on. Get in behind. Parker or Sabre. Ingham. Now here is Coco Parker. In the customary long sleeves and gloves. Can't get her across beyond Eliadis, who has a goal to her name this evening. Eliadis opened the scoring after just 6 minutes. Sabre. Oh, that looked like a handball from here. Referee Ben Howe says no. Sabre again trying to pick a hole in the Bulleen back four. Annabelle Yates says, let's get it out of here. Buttress running right at and past Belinda Stachevsky like she wasn't even there. Buttress the cutback for Massey. Diving away and saving was Murphy. Privatelli should score on the follow-up, and she does. A brilliant attack from the Lionesses, born out of the creativity and danger of Danny Buttress, and then the clinical finishing from Leah Privatelli. Bulleen have their fourth goal, and you would think the 3 points are safe for the keeping now for Caitlin Friend's side. Every time Danny Buttress has gotten on the ball and has felt like something very dangerous is about to happen. So Leah Privatelli, her first goal of the season. It's her fifth appearance after joining in the mid-season transfer window. All of the appearances have been off the bench. Goal number 48. Bulleen somehow have ended up back in possession immediately from the kickoff. Massey trying to find Buttress, doesn't have a lot of room to work with, and in fact was never able to take possession. And Leah Privatelli, one of the few players remaining from Bulleen's last championship winning team in 2018. She scored 18 goals that season for Bulleen. The 7-year wait continues. As I mentioned in the first half, they've made the grand final 3 times in total, lost all of them. Since winning in 2018, Ingham's trying to get in behind. Eventually the experience of Eliadis calls in the inexperience of Ayado, who won't be keeping a clean sheet on debut, but should be pretty happy having a look and seeing what it reads on the scoreboard. Saleh goes down in the middle of the pitch. That was a foul. Our referee has played advantage, and then a bad touch there from Stachevsky. Leah Privatelli at the double. Oh, she went to the back post where Buttress was arriving. And she spurned the chance. She was offside anyway. Belinda Stachevsky's had a couple of, at the risk of sounding harsh, ordinary moments since entering the fray in this second half. Normally such a rock-solid defender. Privatelli trying to do the team thing there. Trying to get this goal for Danny Buttress. They've scored 4 of them. Danny has played a key role in all 4, but hasn't gotten her name on the team, the score sheet, I should say. Bulleen well on top now after a tricky first half. The plucky Bentleigh Green side just kept on answering the call. Ricardo going the wrong way here in an attempt to get it to Eliadis. That was Bullich with a nice turn there, but the ball once again finding itself out of play. As the evening fades into the dark here at the Veneto Club and the floodlights take effect, this is our final match of this particular Saturday. We do have one more game to come in the NPLW Victoria tomorrow. Preston, the struggling Preston at home to the Football Victoria Academy side. You will be able to watch that match here on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. You can watch all of them. Free, live and free, and all with commentary as we head towards the climax of season 2025. The two teams tomorrow won't be playing their part in the finals race. Both teams looking to just solidify their status as top division teams next year. Of course, Avondale and Keilor Park will be joining us in 2025. The two runaway teams in the Victorian Premier League Women's, the second division. It's Kane. Buttress's cross. Well, for the second time in this second half, Buttress has hit the crossbar. That one bouncing off the frame of the goal and going behind. A cross that almost turned into a shot. Of course, Avondale and Keilor Park will be coming up to join us in the NPLW Victoria next season. Those two teams will be playing in the top division for the first time. And unless Bentleigh can pull a rabbit out of the hat in this final month of the season, they will be replacing the Bentleigh Greens and almost certainly one of either Brunswick Juventus or the FV Academy side. Of course, there was news earlier in the season that there was going to be sweeping changes to the Football Victoria Academy setup. The boys team is no more. We're still awaiting further announcements on the fate of the girls team. And if they too are no longer about in 2026, then we may even potentially have three teams coming up to join us. We'll have to wait. Further word from Football Victoria. Of course, it's at their complete and utter discretion. Parker is able to find Tolios, who ran straight back into the dead end. Bentleigh thump it forward. It should be captured easily here by Iorado. I wonder how quickly this match has gone by in the mind of Alicia Iorado. Her dad told me prior to the match that she was absolutely crapping herself. That's the PG version. Hasn't had a lot to do in the second half as that ball harmlessly trickles behind for another goal kick. So as it stands on the live table, Bulleen will be chipping into Heidelberg United's lead at the top. The Burgers losing last night to Box Hill in a mild surprise. Storey hoofs that one back out of play. That was a match that Box Hill United took the lead after about 20 minutes, and then 2 minutes later their goalkeeper was sent off. So for 2/3 of that match, Pythagoras played with 10 players. They were able to not just win, but score a 2-goal cushion. Here's good pressing from Sabre. Oh, just needed a little bit more help. It was a bad touch that took it away from herself. Massey, Kane, and now Zeus. Out for Privatelli. Wandering into the 18-yard box. Good challenge from Tatalia. Lost her footing, not once but twice. And the battle goes all the way to the byline between those two, and well done, Amelia Tatalia, to see off that Bulleen threat. Just a 17-year-old Amelia, across from the FV Academy side in the mid-season transfer window, played junior football at Box Hill United. This is her 35th appearance in the top division of Victoria. The attacking threat that they showed in the first half, Bentleigh has all but completely evaporated, as Bulleen have taken a stranglehold on this match in the second half. Well, they have been a second half team this year, Bulleen. 19 of their goals have come in the second half. It's Allen prods it forward. Ingham is there, shaping to shoot. Ingham turned onto the crossbar and then quite remarkably turned away on the goal line by Accardo. And somehow Bentleigh are denied their third goal, as that one's fired in. It took a touch on the way through. It's a corner kick for the Greens. Just when we were saying their attacking prowess had dwindled, it was a save from Ayarado, turned it on to the crossbar, so Bentleigh hitting the frame of the goal again, and then Isabel Accardo somehow turning it away. Not out of danger just yet. Another corner for Bentleigh. Sydney Allen puts it right towards the goal mouth. Store's header, trying to keep it alive. And we are going to get a goal kick. A fleeting moment there for Bentleigh. Passes. They've only scored 3 goals in a game once this season, Bentleigh. That was on match day 6 in a game that they actually lost to Preston at Geneseo Stadium, 4-3. No one able to run onto the end of that pass from Olivia Ingham. Back for Ayarado, who doesn't want any piece of the football at her boot. She just bangs it away. Ingham did ever so well to get out of the cul-de-sac there. Olivia Ingham, and at full stretch, Rebecca Saber just beyond her. Tolios tracks it down. Saber has to recover. It's coming back in her direction. Tolios fires it along the byline, and eventually it's turned behind by Accardo. And Bentleigh have sprung to life again. And this is going to be their first corner kick of the match that will be, well, I was going to say an outswinger. Allen takes this one with her left foot. That's very impressive. Stachewski! Oh, what a save. What a save from the 17-year-old Ayarado. And every teammate gets to her to congratulate her. Tipping it over the bar and keeping Bentleigh at bay for the moment. It's the type of moment that will calm whatever nerves she had pre-game. Repeat corners for Bentleigh. Allen a little deeper this time. Stachewski again with the header. Kept alive by Saber. Back in by Sydney Allen. And eventually Bulleen should clear. With a bit more pace this time. Buttress. Deflection falls kindly. Well, Tolios was in an awkward spot there. Store loses out to Sarah Kane, and Bulleen are back on their way. As the chilly evening breeze sets in. Bullich meandering forward. Buttress ever threatening. Back to Saleh. Massey, is she tempted to strike from distance? She is. Massey, rather comfortably thwarted there by Murphy. Bulleen look like they're going to go to the bench again shortly. Bulleen have a couple also warming up and removing the substitute vests. Sitting on a 2-goal cushion, Bulleen. Bentleigh having a good little patch here. Aliadis keeping it away from Saber. Mia Saleh thinking on the run. It's always a good idea to get it out to Danny Buttress and see what she can create. Massey can't retrieve the football. Tolios slices that pass into no man's land. Oh, Tatalia did not read that at all. manages to correct course. It's going to be a triple change for Bentleigh in a moment, so we might be seeing some of their youngsters entering the fray. Zoyce, Buttress is offside. Bentleigh have 3 players congregating under the nose of the 4th official. We're not going to have those changes just yet. Sydney Allen picks up the second ball. Ingham provides the run, but passes a little bit too wide from the Bentleigh captain. Caitlin Storey will be making way. The first change sees Amelia Bingley coming on to replace Rebecca Saber. Catherine Robinson replaces Caitlin Storey. And the third and final change, we just wait for the board to be adjusted. Delaney Kenny is also making way. I'm just waiting for the third player to join us. So Saber, Storey and Kenny come off. And we have run out of numbers, so I'm going to have to work out who this third player is on my own. Putting the commentators to the test. Once I get a look at the shirt number, I'll let you know the third player. That third player, I can tell you, is the number 39, Allegra Angel. So those 3 players that have just come on for Bentleigh are all making their debuts in the NPLW Victoria. We're into the final 10 minutes. Can Bentleigh make one last push and make this an interesting climax here at the Veneto Club? They were terrific in the first half. Bentleigh scores were level at 2-2 at half time. The Greens fighting their way back from a 1-goal deficit twice, and then goals in the second half for Bulleen. Two goals in the second half has opened up a 2-goal cushion. Here's a set piece. Rifled in by Zoyce. Oh, it bounces awkwardly in front of Murphy. She's there to trap it. Those goals in the second half scored by the captain for Bulleen, Sarah Kane, and the substitute, Leah Privatelli. Allen linking up with Ingham again. The early release for Parker. Now, Coco Parker is quick, but just got their second running to Airado. And this could be an interesting storyline to watch for Bulleen in the final month of the season. What is going on with their goalkeepers? This one finds its way through. Oh, and chasing it and just slipping over at the last there was Amelia Bingley. Only one goalkeeper in the squad tonight for Bulleen, Airado. Bingley. Allen. Oh, leaving it there for Tolios. Eventually they sort it out amongst themselves. Tolios is trying to get away from Zoyce to get a cross in. And eventually the cross did come and it was smothered and out for another Bentleigh Greens corner kick. Well, the last 10 minutes, Bentleigh, you'd have to say that they deserve a goal for all of their toiling. We've just got a shoelace that has come loose here. That was the goalkeeper, Alicia Airado. All is in readiness now. Sydney Allen with that left boot again. Bridges just drifting past that far post. Bridges coming ever so close to scoring a second She was the protagonist for Bentleigh's second goal, coming from a corner kick in the first half. She's been involved in quite a few incidents this evening, Bridges. She was the one that gave away the penalty. Not a good clearance from Aliadis. Closed down by Olivia Ingham, who shoots. They cry for handball. Waved away immediately by our referee. Allen on the turn. Ricochet again off Tiffany Aliadis, and it bounces behind for another Greens corner kick. Regan Bridges coming ever so close last time. What is there to be on the end of this set piece? Sydney Allen again to the penalty area, pushed away by Iorado, and then hit on the volley by Robinson. Wasn't able to wrap her boot around it. Into the final 5 minutes here at the Veneto Club. FC Bulleen Lions 4, Bentleigh Greens 2. Or Eliadis closed down by Coco Parker. What are they doing here, Bulleen? Parker turns, denied by the goalkeeper. Stachevski-Accardo, another goal line clearance. And there's a foul in amongst all of that. Well, they would have been the masters of their own demise there, Bulleen. Goodness me. Eliadis, not for the first time tonight, not even for the second time, walking on the wild side, trying to bring the ball out of not even the 18-yard box, but the 6-yard box. Iorado forced into making a point-blank save, sparing the blushes of her teammates, her much older and much senior teammates. Eliadis comes over to take this goal kick. No time for fancy football now. Once bitten, twice shy, up to the halfway mark of the pitch. Forward by Bridges, Ingham. I've loved her game, Olivia Ingham, been one of Bentleigh's best players. Zoyce and Saleh combining beautifully. Out for Danny Buttress. This game will not be complete without a Danny Buttress goal. She's into the 18-yard box. It would be cross-blocked, charged down by Bridges. Danny Buttress still harassing and does well just to win a throw-in. Massey. Saleh. Cross to the fringes of the 18-yard box. Oh, Sarah Kane has scored once already. Trying to pounce on the defensive error there from Olivia Ingham. She scored 2 goals a couple of weeks ago, Sarah Kane, in the first 6 minutes against the Essendon Royals. That was a match that Bulleen lost 5-3. The Royals have had another 5-goal performance earlier today, beating Burundurra out at the Cross Keys 5-0. Meandering our way towards the 90 here at the Veneto Club, a game that was locked at 2-2 at half-time. Bulleen have scored the only 2 goals in the second half. And for the most part, for a match-up between second place and last place, it's been a rather entertaining and, most importantly, competitive fixture. We remind you that the last time Bentleigh come to the Veneto Club to play Bulleen, they lost 7-0. The rising Danny Buttress, rising in more ways than one. Bridges chases it all the way to the corner to see it rolled out, not for a goal kick, but a throw-in. Is there to be a late opportunity here for either side? Good work in midfield there. Robinson bangs it forward, can't connect with Parker. Buttress taking it right past Tchevsky again. Racing towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Space closed down quickly for her. She couldn't get the shot away. Zoyce and Massey, Saleh, Kane, all the way across the 18-yard box for Leah Privatelli, who finds it in towards the penalty spot, but Robinson is there. Catherine Robinson, straight out of bounds. 18-year-old Catherine Robinson has scored 3 goals in 20 appearances in the under-20s this season. She's been with this football club since 2020. Under-14s, joined Bayside United as they were then known. Good work from Allegra Angel there. Fine Sydney Allen, did really well, the youngster. They earn a little bit of territory. Into second half stoppage time we go. Just a couple of minutes for you. Zoyce. Stachevsky. Bulleen next week are away to play the Football Victoria Academy side. That's a Saturday afternoon fixture. We'll return home the week after that to play South Melbourne. Bulleen are back at home next Friday night to play Essendon Royals, who are, as I mentioned, coming off a big win over Boroondara, as this one is behind for a goal kick. So their final 4 matches, Bentleigh, home against the Royals next Friday nights, back-to-back away games back here at the Veneto Club against Boroondara, and then they'll go away to play Alamein, and they will finish their season with a match at home against the FV Academy side. And that match may well come down to who stays up in the top division. Massey, one last long-range effort, captured by Taylor Murphy. Bounces beyond Coco Parker. Tatalia plays it out of touch. Wasn't happy with her effort there, but she's had a pretty good match. Amelia Tatalia in the back for Bulleen. In amongst all of that, I think I might have missed one of the Bulleen substitutions. Isabel Diakis is into the fray. Get some late minutes. Sorry, that's Grace Cagnini, my mistake. Tolios, and that'll do it. Benjamin Howe blows his whistle for full time. Bulleen taking care of business at the Veneto Club this evening, but it was anything but straightforward. They led twice in the first half, only to see Bulleen come back and restore parity. The scores were level, 2-2 at half-time, and then Bulleen had control for the most part in the second half. Goals to captain Sarah Kane and the substitute Leah Privatelli, the 2 goals needed for Bulleen to get out of here with the 3 points this evening. Aliadis, Ava Brightis, Sarah Kane and Leah Privatelli, the 4 individual goal scorers this evening for Bulleen. Sydney Allen scored from a set piece to bring the scores back to 1-1 in the first half. Reagan Bridges scored from a corner kick to get Bentleigh back level 2-2. The scores would remain that way at half-time. And Sarah Kane with an early goal in the first 90 seconds of the second half put Bulleen back in front. And Leah Privatelli with the 4th goal. It was all cosmetics. Bentleigh were good in bursts, far more competitive than last time they come to the Veneto Club, but they are not able to claw their way back to within the 2 teams that sit above them in the drop zone. The Bulleen, they claw their way closer to Heidelberg United at the end of match day 18. It will be just 9 points separating the Burgers and the Lions, with 4 matches to come in the regular season. Bentleigh have 1 month, 4 games to save their spot in the NPLW Victoria. Pretty good competitive game then on a Saturday twilight at the Veneto Club. Thanks for listening, everybody, on the NPL Victoria YouTube channel. For myself, Brent Sternberg, our cameraman, Johnny, and our statsman alongside us as well, Dan. Saw a pretty competitive game of football between two teams up either ends of the spectrum in the NPLW Victoria. The final score here from the Veneto Club, FC Bulleen Lions 4, Bentleigh Greens 2.